Hair of the dog. I know, I had to go to work today. That shit wasn't gonna leave.
Spanish minor. No matter how you speak Spanish. I'll bring it around here. Just so you guys know. Oh, wait.
Hair of the dog. I know, I had to go to work today. That shit wasn't gonna leave.
Welcome back to Beery Good Entertainment, everybody. This is episode 73, recording on November 26th, 2019. This is our British entertainment show, and I'm here with my wonderful, wonderful, beautiful friend, Lola. Hi, Lola. How you doing?
Stressed, no makeup, no contacts, didn't brush my hair, haven't had a bath yet, still need to pack, still need to do presents. All that in one evening. I'm supposed to leave at 4:00 in the morning.
You know, it feels like so long since we've talked.
It's just been a week. No, not even that. It's been 3 days.
See, it's been way too long.
That is way too long. We need to talk every day, like
Every
best
day.
friends. Oh
Absolutely.
Like,
oh my God, I want you to be my best friend forever and ever.
We should do each other's nails.
That's right.
We could do each other's makeup and read books to each other. That would be fun.
Well, without too much ado, do you have a beer today?
I I do. This is one of the ones I got at Beer 30 a few weeks ago, and it might help me stay up because it's got coffee in it. Oh my gang! Oh my gang! Oh my gang!
Oh my gang.
3
Beautiful.
Yeah, blueberry coffee. I've never had the blueberry coffee before. So I got my ancient city brewing glass because I like it. Oh gosh. Oh.
So it's Om Nom Nom a gang.
Om nom nom gang. Yeah. Got a little bit of a weird smell, almost like it's gone funky.
Oh no. Well, I don't know. Blueberries can seem like
Could be
that.
funky. Yeah, it's definitely got the tartness. It's a little more tart than I would really like in a beer, in like a dark beer.
Yeah.
When I think of blueberry in a dark beer, I think of it being more like sweet. But this is very, very tart smelling. Let's see. It's very light. I don't know if you can see, but it's a very light brown, almost tan cream brown. Lots of bubbles, a little bit of a head. It's a very even head. It's not it's very uniform. It's incredibly uniform. Look at that. Yeah, it's darkened up. Now that it's all in the glass, it's darkened up. It's a dark brown, very bubbly, very even head. Not a lot of lacing, but some. Very kind of skanky. What's the word?
Skunky.
Skunky. Thank you. I'm like, skanky's not right.
Skanky.
Well, maybe skanky.
I went out and bought myself a skanky beer. It's delicious.
Maybe. Oh, well, and one of the things with Omegang, they have their own yeast, and it's kind of a skunky yeast. So I think part of what I'm smelling is the Omegang yeast, and I haven't had an Omegang in a long time, so I'm not used to it anymore. Yeah, this is definitely the Omegang yeast smell.
Yeah, I think their in-house. I think most of their in-house yeast is the same. I don't think they changed the strains too much.
Yeah, they have this weird special yeast that they use. Okay. Still get the kind of funky taste, but definitely get the blueberries, a little tarty. I don't know, it's kind of odd.
Can you taste the coffee?
Not really. It tastes more like a porter. It tastes like a straight up porter with a little bit of blueberry, funky blueberry in it.
Wow, that's kind of it. I'm trying to visualize that in my taste buds, and it's very hard.
Yeah, it's hard to describe. It's not very it's light like a porter, you know, kind of thin, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I get the coffee, but it really just tastes more like a porter with a little bit of fruit in it. I mean, I can't even really tell that it's blueberry. It could be like any fruit. I'm not doing a very good job of explaining. It says it's quadruple ale and Belgic Creek ale. I can get the Creek, definitely. It reminds me it definitely reminds me of Creek.
So a quad should be a little rich and a little sweet, but not overly so.
It's not overly rich. It's like I said, it's not heavy at all. It's very light, which is good. I don't need anything really heavy. I mean, I really don't get much coffee. It really just tastes more like a porter, which is fine. But I definitely get the Creek. It says it has cherries in it. That may account for the kind of, like I said, it just tasted like fruit. I couldn't pinpoint it as blueberries or anything. So it said it has cherries in addition to blueberries. So that's probably why I just get this fruit taste. You know, I mean, it's like, the cherry, is it blueberry? It's just this general fruit taste. Like
I would say they took overstock of their quad ale and combined it with some of their Creek and threw in some blueberries, and that's combining stuff and to use to use what you haven't, settled on how you're going to market it is like a huge thing.
Yeah, I can get that. Now I'm getting a little more of the coffee. The coffee is like settling in the middle of my mouth. I'm getting it.
You might get more of it as it warms up too.
I think I will. It's very cold right now. It's been in the refrigerator for a few weeks.
Well, owing to the nature of my life, we have been moving.
Yep.
I decided to pick up this delightful little beauty here.
Oh no, that's what I think it is.
At 5 cents per ounce.
Oh my God.
This episode of Very Good Entertainment
I can't believe you're admitting to this in public on TV.
Is in part highlighting Miller High Life.
No.
Because it's all we've got left.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
Okay. I cannot trash this beer too much because one, it doesn't smell sour. It doesn't smell like rice. It's a little sweet for my taste, and it definitely does. It definitely has that commercialized lager flavor, but I can drink 3 or 4 of these in a row, and it still tastes the same.
Well, you gotta say consistency. Gotta give them that.
It's not the best. It's like a very plain lager, but one, I don't mind the taste, and 2, I still kind of like the artwork on the can. It still looks pretty classic to me.
Okay.
The whole Miller sign is like, I guess it's like a beacon for me. Now, I do not believe them when they say the champagne of beers. This is not the champagne of beers. It's a little too sweet to be champagne, but it's not bad. It's really, it isn't terrible.
All right, this is what I think happened. I think that you're adapting to Coos life, and they must be really into like casual beer. I think that's what's happening. You're living that Coos life with your Miller life.
Ah, Cybernaut. Hi, Cyber. How you doing?
Hey, Sty. Oh, and Che, they both said they liked the can for the Ommegang. Classic World War II era. I can see that. Got people on the can.
Yeah, Cybernaut says he's never seen an Ommegang in a can before, only on bombers.
I don't think I've seen a can before either.
I've seen so many people. I like the artwork on that. I really like the artwork. Yeah. 3 Philosophers. That's what it's called.
Yeah. I've had the 3 Philosophers before a long time ago, but never blueberry one.
Yeah, I think a lot more breweries are moving to cans. Either it's cheaper or they think it makes more ecological sense. I think it's just cheaper for them right now to move to cans.
I think it's a lot. I think it's more compact, so it's easier to kind of go around with it. Like, I don't think I'm going to bring any with me, but if I wanted to, I could bring cans more easily than I could bring bottles.
Yes, that is true. And there are a lot of places, public places, where you can't bring bottles, you can bring cans.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, if you go to most major state beaches, you can't bring bottles onto state beaches. You can only bring cans. Yeah.
That makes sense. They don't want people stepping on glass. I wouldn't want to step either.
There's already enough needles and stuff and baby poop on public beaches. We don't need glass on top of that.
Yeah, we don't need broken glass. And, people are, I don't know about y'all's beaches, but there are people in like ATVs and stuff going down the beach, and they could easily roll over a glass and shatter it.
Yep. Poor Cybernaut, no beer on his beaches anymore.
all the money they spend to live there and they can't drink beer on the beach.
Beach beer.
That's insane.
That's right. They can't drink beach beer.
Man, I remember years and years ago, Clint and I went on a boat ride in St. Augustine, and back then they let you bring beer. So we bought a 6-pack of John Boat, which is like the palest beer you can get from, I think it's Intuition.
Oh, yeah.
And it was fun, but they don't let you do that anymore. Somebody must have ruined it for everybody.
Well, our news story today, I've been trying to think about this for days, and I still cannot decide whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. New Belgium Brewing is joining Lion Little World Beverages.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're getting a chance to expand.
Mm-hmm.
New Belgium's classic favorites are something I think the world should enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I am concerned because Lion Little World Beverages is not owned by Lion Little World Beverages.
Oh, it's owned by Kirin.
That's right. It's owned by Kirin.
That's a Japanese beer?
It is a massive Japanese beer company.
Oh, I didn't know it was that big. Okay.
It is huge. So they're still being owned by a massive conglomerate.
Yeah. At least it's not, one of the big conglomerates here. It's not AB InBev or anything.
Not AB InBev. I hope they don't change. We always say this. We hope they don't change your classics. Like Fat Tire. Fat Tire is an amber that 100% you can always count on no matter where you go.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. I remember being in Atlanta like probably 9 years ago. And we were sitting in a restaurant and, I didn't know what to drink. And I saw Fat Tire. And this was the first time I'd had it. And I was like, okay, I'll drink that. I was like, this is good. And so it's just one of those ones where it's just good. And if it's there, it's a good choice.
Yep. Well, if you want to find out more about this whole story, you can go to newbelgium.com. They do have a press release available that will tell you everything that you need to know as a beer drinker and as somebody who is interested in New Belgium brewing.
And you know what's funny? I don't know if they meant to do this, but you made a comment earlier before that you have trouble spelling Australia.
Yes.
Look at the first line after 19 November 2019. Do you see in the article?
19 November 2019, Lion Little World Beverages, Global Craft Beverages Business, Australasian.
I've never heard that.
Australasian. I have heard that term, but I don't know. I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
I wonder because it seems like, I don't know. That's such a niche thing to say. It's just, I don't know if they meant to do that or if it was a typo.
It's possible it was. It's possible it was intentional. It's possible. I don't know.
Yeah, especially if it's going to be owned by Kirin.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like, and it's, it's such a serious article. Otherwise, it's kind of weird. That would have like a wink, wink moment there. Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't know anything about Lion, so I don't know if they, were affected negatively when they got sold. I mean, I just don't know.
That is a good question. That is actually a really, really good question. I do have one announcement. December 5th, I will be doing a short interview with a representative from Wild Ride Brewing down here at Bayway Market, and I'm gonna find out what they thought their 2019 was like and what we might expect from Wild Ride in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Asian Australian region, Che says.
I've never heard that before. I guess it makes sense because you have, all the Pacific Islander countries right there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Australasian. It's hard to say. Australasian. Australasian.
Australasian.
Australasian. I feel very ostracized. Australization.
Well, without further ado, Harrow.
Huh?
I watched Harrow,
Mm-hmm.
which is a mystery, I guess a mystery drama.
Yeah,
Let's call it a mystery drama.
Forensic drama.
Forensic drama. There you go. Thank you. Forensic drama. I accessed it on Amazon Prime. I used my credits to get it, but it does cost $2.99 per episode.
That's what confused me. It's on Hulu. If anyone has Hulu, it's for free on Hulu. Because I tried to find it on Amazon. I couldn't find it at all, but I probably wasn't looking in the right place. But I was able to see it on Hulu.
And Ian, oh man, I'm going to mess his name up. Harrow is played by Ian Garofalo.
Griffith. It's just Griffith.
Griffith.
It's just Griffith.
Oh,
it's their funky way of spelling.
Griffith.
It's just their funky.
It's spelled Gruffud.
It's the Welsh. They got all their letters mixed up. I don't know how they managed to do that. It's so different than the English spelling we're used to. And they're right one area over from England. I'm like, how'd that get so crazy? Well, in the notes, I called him Ian Snuffleups.
Snuffleups?
Yeah, that's his name. And I said, I would be very confused if you were my father.
Yeah.
Do you know why I would be very confused?
Why?
Daddy.
Oh, God.
Daddy, I'm going to go away with you. I'd be very confused. Daddy. Just say some words. Just say anything.
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
Ian is also known for oh my God, the name just flew right out of my I see it. Hornblower. Thank you. I'm really not as tired as I appear to be.
You're not as field as you tired you are.
I'm not as filled as I tired I am.
I understand. I'm tired too. I still got a lot ahead of me.
I love him on Hornblower. I love him as an actor all around because I feel like he really throws himself into every single character he plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He does not half-ass his work.
No, he doesn't.
Having said that,
I
hate Harrow, the character.
He's a jerk.
I hate Harrow with a passion you could not believe. I came millimeters from not watching episode 2. We only watched 2 episodes.
Yeah, we only watched the first 2.
I came millimeters because of the character.
He is a jerk. No wonder his wife divorced him. I don't blame her.
Yeah, I don't blame her either. I would not blame her man. It's a wonder that this man cares so very much about his daughter.
He seems to. He's just inept at being a father, huh?
Now, he's a forensics investigator. He's brilliant, genius level at his job. House level at his job.
His personality. Yeah, he's also house level his personality. You remind me a lot of House. Just luckily House never had children, if I remember correctly.
He can take what appear to be unrelated facts and gather them together to come up to the right conclusion, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, he does let us in on the secret, But he has House moments where he just goes ding and runs off with not telling anybody any of these facts.
And he goes and does this like dangerous stuff, totally inappropriate toward his job. The cops hate him because he's off being a cop when he's not supposed to be a cop. He's supposed to be a forensic pathologist. It's the stuff. It's TV land, because I'm sure in real life you don't see the forensic pathologist like going into people's houses trying to collect evidence and all this stuff. It just doesn't happen.
No, although so in the first episode, his daughter has Fern. His daughter
named the song Fern. He's just always going Fern, Fern.
I like her, but she has an overdose and she's in the hospital.
Yeah.
Then when she sees him, she jumps up, runs out of the hospital. Do you know how old she is? I have no idea how old this woman is.
I'm guessing she's at least in her 20s. I don't think she's like high school age. I think she's an adult, I would guess. I don't know.
I can't really pin it down.
I can't either. I have no idea.
She obviously doesn't want people telling her what to do.
No, a lot like her father.
But her father like makes this intense search for her. Absolutely intense search for her. He loves her so very much. And that really caught at my heartstrings.
Yeah. Until he cut them.
Well, it was heartbreaking for me because I thought for sure she was going to be the one, on the table.
Yeah.
It didn't happen, thank goodness.
Thank goodness, yeah.
But he manages to pin her down and he said 45 seconds. I counted, it was 42.
All right, they're pretty close.
42 seconds he managed to pin her down for and promised her they could go away to Bora Bora. You said Bali. It was Bora Bora.
I know. I don't know. I've never been anywhere near any of these places. I didn't say Boise. Yeah.
I hated Bali when I visited. I despised it.
Oh. Okay. Well, they were supposed to go to Bora Bora.
They were supposed to go to Bora Bora because he's got this fantastic sailing ship.
Yeah.
Which I'm really jealous of.
I'm jealous of it too. It seems pretty cool.
I feel like it was like a nod to Hornblower.
I didn't even think about it. That's right. That might be true. While I'm on it, he was on another show called Forever that I loved. And if you go to the website WC, I think they're playing the whole thing. He played a forensic pathologist in that, but he was immortal. That was a good show.
That does sound like a good show. It actually sounds better than this one. Well,
it was.
The writing wasn't bad in this one.
Yeah.
I mean, they threw a few decent curveballs into looking into the death. He quit his job in order to go away with his daughter. And in doing so, he was allowing himself to go and help this old guy, the angry old guy, like a really angry old guy, whose daughter had been killed. Well, they said she committed suicide. Mm-hmm. But he really believed she'd been killed.
Yeah.
So Harrow goes, and does the whole really illegal thing, breaking into apartments and looking at evidence he's not supposed to, and taking the body out of the freezer. I didn't know they froze bodies. Did you?
No, I had no idea. My mother never even made it to the pathology area, but that's because we know what happened to her. But yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know either. I thought they just emptied all the blood and kept them cold, but not like frozen. But apparently he had to wait for her body to thaw so he could poke at it.
I didn't know that either. Go figure. Maybe it was like really hot in Sydney or wherever. I don't know.
They threw a few decent curveballs. Like there was definitely, the way they described it, there was missing evidence.
Yeah.
And I agreed. yeah, missing evidence makes logical sense to me that, this this woman appeared to have killed herself, but the tablets she took didn't have time to break down in her stomach.
Okay.
So they couldn't have affected her that much.
Mm-hmm.
And all the alcohol was in her stomach. She only had a 0.12 blood alcohol limit, which was far less than she would have been if she drunk a half a bottle or 3/4 of a bottle of vodka all at once. It just didn't seem to make sense. There had to be something else. So the missing evidence was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I like that. And I understand why he would be mad, the father. I mean, he lost his daughter. It's an interesting juxtaposition with Harrow, who almost loses his daughter and is upset for 5 minutes and then does a turnaround and forgets all about it.
Yes.
It's interesting to compare them because that easily could be his daughter. And
I mean, who among us wouldn't freaking just, like go whole hog? If you promise your kid something and they're a druggie addict who just had a hospitalization, for goodness sake, who wouldn't actually do their best to carry out that promise?
Yeah, don't make a promise if you're not going to live up to it. She's vulnerable. And he did get her attention for 42 seconds. And if you, disappoint her now, you may never get her back. Oh, it's horrible. And the mother was pissed, and I don't blame her.
Yeah, so, the kid showed up when she was supposed to, all packed, all ready to go.
Yeah.
And he looks straight at her and says, I have to stay.
What a dick butt. I'm sorry, he's a dick butt.
I just wanted the character to just keel over with a heart attack right then and there.
Just want to punch him. I just want to punch him. I want to punch him. I probably would have. I would have punched him if I'd been there. I mean, Jesus. And I guess the show is, maybe they want us to think, oh, he's so married to his job. He's so, intense, and all he can do is his job. And are we supposed to feel sorry for him, or are we supposed to relate to him? I mean, how does the show expect us to feel except for pissed?
But this seems like it's starting to become a thing with the druggy kids and the parents who are married to their work.
Yeah.
Are these the only investigators that you writers can throw at us anymore?
They always have to be solo.
Yeah, you guys are getting lazy. Come on. Whatever happened to the
Brewery? It's like they think that we'll only like them if they're moody and broody and don't have time for intimate connections and always disappoint the ones they love. It's like, no, that's not really what we want to see.
Yeah, you don't always have to have personality flaws in order to have a really good forensic drama.
Right. I mean, look at Bones. I watched that for like the first 10 years. I think I stopped close to the end. But I mean, she was stable. She ended up married. She had, I think, 2 children.
Yeah.
And she was still a brilliant pathologist. You can do it all.
She was different, but definitely she was stable. She knew exactly who she was. She didn't want to change that.
No. And she loved her work, and she was very good at it.
Yeah. The problems came from the cases themselves, which is exactly where the problems should be coming from.
Exactly. It wasn't so much, I mean, they had their dramatic moments and their crises and stuff, but for the most part, I mean, her home life was stable. And I think that's a little more realistic, because you generally didn't see Temperance Brennan breaking into someone's house at 3:00 in the morning and planting evidence and all that stuff. You didn't see that. So that's just a more reality based.
Yes, that is true. Another thing I really didn't like was that almost the second they had solved the first murder, and I'm actually not going to reveal what the hidden evidence was. If you're interested in, forensic drama, it'd be a good episode for you to, sink your teeth into.
Okay. With a nice Chianti.
Nice Chianti.
Woo!
The thing I hated was that the second it had been solved, they threw the next one right in there.
No rest for the wicked.
Yeah, no rest at all. Now, why on earth would you turn to a man who was planning to quit his job and go away with his daughter? Why would you be showing this man evidence of another murder?
Why did they just let him back in? I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. He quit and then he walks back in there like, oh, okay, you're back.
Because apparently he'd done this before.
I guess, but that's just not the way jobs work.
No, it's not.
An HR person going, we already cut off your paycheck. Sorry, I hope well, they might have national health insurance. I don't know, but, sorry, your 401k it's all done.
Yeah.
Sorry, we cleared your office out. I mean, in real life, that doesn't happen. You quit.
Yeah, he had cleared his office out.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of weird. But why would you actively, when you know this person's trying to get away with their daughter, why would you say, hey, come on, I got something really cool to show you? No. Jerk face police woman.
I'm guessing really convenient writing. They don't want to get into the inconveniences of, oh, well, if these people were truly their friends, they wouldn't let him come back to work. They don't want to dive that deeply into it.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I think the next thing I seriously disliked was episode 2 was not focused on how they build it to us.
Yeah.
They showed us. Wow, outside it's really loud.
Okay.
They showed us a body wrapped in cement, right?
Yeah, that was freaky.
Yeah. So this is what we think it's about.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. It's about an Uber driver who gets killed out in the forest.
They have like 2 different mysteries, right? 2 different bodies.
Yeah, the one there was one wrapped in concrete, and we saw the guy like pouring like cement on the body and then wrapping it up in a sleeping bag and tossing it over the side of the boat. And that was the body encased in cement.
Yeah.
Then we see there are a bunch of high schoolers who are on a cross-country course, and they decide to cheat. They take a shortcut, and they find the body of this woman who was an Uber driver.
Yeah.
Out, by where they're supposed to be running.
Yeah.
And the woman had been shot with an arrow.
Yeah, that was interesting how they did all that. You kept talking about ash, European ash or something.
Yeah, I mean, I get the whole, you'd be insane enough to hunt down a person with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
But when Harrow goes to his assistant and says, tells the assistant that he's got to find out where the ash wood came from, he dumps a bunch of magazines on the desk. What is this, writers?
He's supposed to be an asshole, and they're really leaning into the assholishness.
Yeah, but seriously, couldn't you go a little more CSI and like have him using like, I don't know, his cell phone or something to like at least look up areas? Yeah, Google it. Here, let me Google that for you.
Or something, call it historical society.
Yeah.
At least make it interesting.
use the technology. There is nobody that is going to bring in a bunch of magazines and tell their assistant,
No.
here, read all these magazines in order to find out who makes Ashwood arrows.
Yeah, how can you even guarantee you'd find it? And it's just
it would take you weeks to look through those. Weeks.
Yeah, when you can just Google. And this isn't an old show. This is just from last year.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like, oh, they didn't have the internet back then. No, it's just last year. They had the internet.
That was another eye roll for me that killed my wish to kind of watch any further, because there was no mention other than the assistant constantly trying to get a slice of the femur bone out of the concrete. It kept getting interrupted like every single time you go to do it. I'm going to go do that. No, don't do that. Do this on this other case instead.
I think the writers just want Harrow to seem as like obnoxious and self-centered as possible.
Yeah.
And that's why they have him do stuff like that. But that's not interesting and that's not endearing. I mean, we dealt with House doing that. I stopped watching House after, I would say I was about maybe halfway through the run, something, when I stopped watching it, because I just got so tired of him. He was such a jerk. How much can you watch that before you just want to punch him?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. If it weren't Ian Griffiths, I probably wouldn't even started to watch it. He's
no, I was mildly interested in the description.
Yeah.
But after that first episode, I have this thing about disappointing kids who show up to the task. If you take a child that has been in that kind of shape, if you tell them I will do this, and then you don't do it,
you're a deadbeat dad.
I have no interest in watching any of your crap anymore.
It's not sexy. I don't know what the writers are thinking they're doing. It's not endearing us.
No.
The anti-hero, but then you just have someone who's just a villain. He's not an anti-hero. And I don't know. He says when he's talking to her through the door, I haven't told you why I did this. I'm not going to tell you right now. And I'm thinking, what good reason is there? Is there something we don't know? Remember when he was talking to her through the door at the end of that?
I can't tell you why I'm doing this.
Like,
why can't you tell her something?
Right, and it better be good. I mean, I'm sorry, but there are other pathologists there. That obnoxious other guy who works with him is there. He's not the only pathologist. They will live without him. There's no excuse for leaving her high and dry like that when he promised her. She's a vulnerable person. She just needs her dad, and he can't even do that for her. That's just pathetic. I get more mad when I think about it. I wasn't quite as mad before I put any thought into it, but now I am mad. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's very infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. To take such a good episode.
Yeah.
And Fern is not only a good character, the actress is very good. You can see the uncertainty, the confusion, the anger, the disappointment. You can see everything in this actress's eyes. She is really good. Really good. And that was kind of existential. Her on one side of the door and her dad on the other.
That was good.
There was an opportunity. She would have opened that door if he had said the right thing.
Right, but he didn't. And I don't blame her for not opening the door. There is no good reason.
No.
I'm sure she's angry and she's hurt.
Yeah.
The thing is, she's been acting out. Drug use is just acting out. And she's been acting out because I'm sure she's been hurt by him before. And he actually had her to pay attention, and she was going to go with him. I mean, she was going to leave her boyfriend, her friends, and all that behind and go with him and maybe even be clean for a few weeks. Who knows?
Yeah.
Crazy, right? And he just dumped that like a hot turd. And it pisses me off the more I think about it, because she could have died. She really could have died. And she could die again. She could go deeper into, her addiction, and they may never get her back.
Yeah. That's what I'm afraid of. And I don't want to see that.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to go through that. I don't need to emotionally wreck myself over a fictional character.
No, especially when it's so preventable.
Yeah. Well, you can't prevent everything, but keeping
No,
your word is especially important.
well, I think at this point, he had an opportunity to bring her out of that well, to pull her out of that deep hole, and he blew it on purpose. And so I think in that sense that it possibly was preventable. If she ends up going off the deep end after this, I would blame him, because he's her parent, and he promised her something. He started to lift her out of that hole, and then he just dropped her.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been better if he just let her go. Honestly,
I mean, I understand the writers wanted to create that kind of environment,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that environment is just too prevalent in like the forensic pathology shows now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it. I don't need to watch that. I want it to be about the forensics. I want it to be about the science slash pseudoscience.
The science mystery.
Yeah, the science mystery fantasy. I
Mm-hmm.
understand it's not going to be real. Okay,
Yeah.
we're not watching reality here.
No, and I know that.
But I want it to be about the forensics.
At least, try to be about the forensic, even if not perfect.
Yeah, that's that's what it's supposed to be about. Now, the whole thing about the divorce,
Mm-hmm.
you know, other families get divorced all the time. Why can't she deal with it like other kids deal with it? Other kids have problems dealing with it too, Dad.
Yeah, a lot of kids have problems dealing with it. There are a lot of people who can't commit emotionally, and they find happiness in the bottom of a glass or a pill bottle. And, and every case is unique. His daughter is different than every other daughter out there. The way she reacts is the way she reacts.
And Cybernaut, I I can't say no. I liked Bones.
I did too.
So maybe I do want another Bones.
Something like
Maybe I want another show like Bones to go into the CSI type fantasy realm where, these cases get solved by super science.
Yeah. And I mean, Bones was created by an actual forensic scientist, and it showed. It had its fantastical elements, but at the heart of it was her interest in science. And science was what fueled her. That fueled her. So, and I appreciate it. Huh?
Chase mentioning Taggart.
Yeah, I remember Taggart. I like.
Yeah, Taggart was good.
Yeah.
Could do another Taggart. I'm tired of wrecked children and unreliable parents and
rock star, pathologist, who's the only one who can do it. He's the best in the whole country, and he's genius and he's brilliant, but he's a jerk, and that personality.
Let's get some team effort here going,
Yeah.
Oh, I could totally go for a Navy pathology like on ship.
Okay.
I would go for that. I would totally go for that.
That might be interesting. I used to watch all the NCISs, but I drifted away from them one by one. Even my favorite New Orleans, I haven't watched in about a year because I just didn't have time.
I think I tried to watch NCIS for a little while, but CSI caught me back up.
I watched the original CSI, but it was on for like 15 years, so I stopped.
Yeah.
And I never watched CSI New York, and I watched CSI Miami for a few years until it got too obnoxious for me.
NCIS was the one with the goth chick, right?
I loved her. She's not on it anymore.
No, I stopped watching it when she left.
Well, and there's a lot behind the scenes with that, and that's one of the reasons why I won't watch it anymore. She was forced out because there was an incident a few years before where the main guy, Mark Harmon, brought his dog on set, and the dog actually attacked a crew member. And Abby, I'm blanking on the actress's name, Polly Perrette.
Yes,
she stood up for the actor, and she demanded that the dog not be allowed on set. So ever since then, Mark Harmon would like treat her badly and just make life hell for her until she finally quit.
That's horrible. That's really horrible.
Yeah. So I had already stopped watching it by then, but that just kind of cemented it. I'm like, no, I'm not going back. Not to mention all the stuff with Les Moonves, who was the head of CBS. He got ousted for sexual harassment. And it kind of seems like it had been going on for a long time, but no one had ever taken it seriously until finally it just got really bad.
You ever feel like maybe the writers are actually putting these storylines they're just retelling them on screen?
You mean like what happens in real life?
Yeah, they're just rewriting it for screen time.
Probably. Yeah, all this shit goes on, and it's probably gone on for decades. We just know now because it's more transparent.
There you go. That proves it. You piss off a writer, you're going to go in a book.
Right. And I mean, if you want to see more, you can Google like CBS and Les Moonves, Mark Harmon, Polly Perrette, and you can see what I'm talking about. It really makes you sick when you read about it, and it makes you think about the TV shows you're watching because, we're on our recliners or couches or whatever enjoying it, but there's a lot of nastiness that can go on behind it, and what you see on screen isn't necessarily what's going on behind stage.
Yeah. So here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you appreciate a forensic pathology type show mixed with sci-fi somewhere on another planet?
Sure. I wonder if we've ever had anything like that.
I was hoping that they'd do a London forensics show, except just take that and move it to another planet. They have a ship that takes us to another planet, and they just start it there.
That would be cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
A colony forensics murder mystery.
That would be interesting. That would be kind of cool. And they'd have different species that they'd have to learn about. That'd be interesting. And have like a murder mystery or something.
Cool. I've probably just written my next book.
Do it. Go for it. It's awesome. I love it. That sounds like true science fiction.
Although I feel like I've tried a few times to write forensics, and it kind of winds up as bad as Harrow.
Oh no!
I write way too much of the personality into it.
Well, it's hard because it can be dry if you don't. I mean, it would be really hard to liven it up. It's hard. So I kind of say, what show I used to like? You might like it. Did you ever watch Crossing Jordan?
No, I heard about it, but I never watched it.
I love that show. I watched every one of those. It's Jill Hennessy and a bunch of other people. And I think she's a coroner or something like that. They're a whole pathology team, and it was really about the pathology. I really, really liked it. I don't know if it's available anywhere, but I really, really liked that show. I was thinking about it the other day because there's like this new channel called, I think it was Up, and it seems to be playing it a lot. It plays it a lot.
Crossing Jordan.
It's a good show.
Can look for that
Oh,
one.
it's on Amazon Prime.
Is it on Amazon Prime? That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yep, it's free. Yep, and it's 6 seasons. I highly recommend it. I really, really liked it. It was a lot like Bones.
Cybernaut Stargate Forensics 1.
I would watch it.
Absolutely, I would watch that. I would watch Stargate Forensics.
I love Stargate. It could be like the whole forensic team of Stargate. Because, in Stargate, you always have like the one doctor, but this is like the whole Stargate team. That would be awesome.
Yeah, forget Richard Dean Anderson. Concentrate on the science guys.
I always like the science. My outfit for Halloween was a Star Trek science officer.
Mm-hmm.
I always like the science officers.
Always really cool. Trying to inject truth into the truth and logic into the situation.
Yeah.
Rodney. Rodney, no, I don't think I need more Rodney.
Who's Rodney? What?
Rodney McKay.
Oh, I loved him. I love the actor. The actor's great. He's been
the character was just a
wreck.
He was a wreck.
He was a jerk. He was so full of himself and so self-centered. But when he moved over to Atlantis, I think he got a little more tolerable.
Yeah, they wrote him down a little bit, which was good.
And it made sense because, when he was in SG-1, he was more recurring. But in Atlantis, he was a main character, and you can only handle so much of that smarminess.
Yep, exactly.
I'm glad they did, because I remember how smarmy he would be toward Samantha.
Yeah.
In SG-1, he would be so horrible to her, just like, I am the best scientist in the world.
Well, he'd say it like honestly too. Well, you don't realize that I have an IQ of blah 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 blah.
I know that made it worse because it was just, he was so full of himself, just so sure of himself. It's like, oh, you're gross, you're disgusting.
Yep.
But they definitely leveled him out a little bit, and that's okay. And I love the actor. The actor is just fabulous. David Hewlett.
David Hewlett, yes.
Yep. He's done a lot of stuff on his own as a director.
As a director, really? I did not actually keep track of that.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
He had an interesting movie that I took up. It was like an independent movie. Let's see. Director.
It's H-E-W, right?
Hewlett. Oh, he's English Canadian.
Canadians have started looking real good lately, haven't they?
I've always liked David Hewlett. I always liked him. He's almost 51, or he is 51. Oh my goodness. Oh, he was in The Shape of Water. I totally forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was born in Surrey, England.
He's post-production in Who You Know. That's acting.
He was in Murdoch Mysteries.
Oh, he directed A Dog's Breakfast in 2007.
That's what I'm talking about. That was a cute movie. I really liked it. I saw it. Is it available? Does it say if it's available anywhere for free?
I don't know. I'm just on IMDb.
Let me look.
IMDb is not very reliable when it says where things. It says available on Amazon.
That could be pay though.
No, well, see, it only goes to the DVD.
Well, let me look. A Dog's Breakfast. Because I was gonna say we could do it sometime since he was born in English. It counts, I think.
Oh, no, it's currently unavailable. Our agreements with the content provider don't allow purchases of this title at this time, which is why it brought me the DVD.
Yeah. Well, maybe at some point we'll find it because it was a really cute movie. I liked it. And I just love him to death. It's just awesome.
Yeah, it's not available on Google either. Nope. Oh well, I'm gonna have to just stick it on the wish list. Stick it on the wish list and wait.
Hopefully, we'll be able to see it one day. Oh, he has his own YouTube. D. Hewlett. That's where he put the trailer.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna subscribe. Oh, I'm already subscribed, huh?
So
he's on Twitch. Huh?
Oh, is he on Twitch? That's awesome.
Yeah, he's got an upload that says thanks to my Twitch friends. And that's him.
Wait, Space 1999 is BBC?
I don't know. What?
I didn't know that. Space 1999 is so I said he started watching Space 1999. It was BBC. I did not know.
I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't even realize it was British. It's been a long time. I just don't remember. British Italian.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
It is. It's BBC
I love
and it's Prime Video.
Huh?
Yeah, Space 1999 is BBC and it's on Prime Video.
Oh, I might have to go back and rewatch that. It's been a long time.
Now I know we had one recommendation, and that was yours for next time for next British Entertainment, and that was Fleabag.
Okay, I've never actually watched it. Yeah.
So was that it's not a recommendation, it's actually a request, or
I think Cy or somebody else was talking about it. Because I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
Fleabag is a hilarious and poignant window into the mind of a dry-witted, sexual, angry, grief-riddled woman as she hurls herself at modern living in London. It's had 2 seasons. Apparently, I watched 15 seconds of episode 1.
Oh, I guess maybe it didn't leave an impression on you.
I don't know. Either I didn't have time for it or I really didn't like it.
Maybe something interrupted you. You just go back. I've had that happen.
Yeah.
I just forget to go back.
Well, I'm sure that our listeners will also have recommendations for us. I'm gonna put out some questionnaires before our next British Entertainment. We're pretty much out of time. And
I got a lot of work ahead of me.
Although we do not have a humble bundle tonight for you, we will. We will. Because it's been like 3 days.
I made the link and everything. We do too.
Where?
I made the link. It's in our Hangout chat.
Or in the Hangout chat, you're supposed to put it in the notes.
Well, I did it a few days ago, and remember I bought it. Here it is. It's a cybersecurity. Hold on. I'll put it in the Twitch chat if it lets me. And then I'll put it in our show notes. Okay, I'm gonna put it under Crossing Jordan in our show notes. Do you see it? Hopefully I made the link right.
Humble Bumble. It's our Humble Bumble. Well, okay, yeah. You did the link, so you get to tell us
Jason
about it.
Bought it too. It has a lot of Kali Linux stuff on it. It's got a lot of videos. It's like half videos and half books. It's got some regular cybersecurity stuff. Let me see. I bought it. Let me bring up. I'll tell you what. I'll share my screen. Let me bring up the Humble Bumble.
Cybersecurity 2019.
Yep. Let me hold on.
Pen testing. Practical Linux security solutions. Threat and vulnerability assessment for enterprise.
Thunder. All right, I'm trying to get to it. Hold on.
Oh, you can learn. Yeah, you can learn Kali. Learn Kali Linux.
Let's see if I can share my screen. Share my screen. I want to do application. Okay. Chrome tab. Let's see if I get it. Do you see what I see?
I am seeing what you see.
Do you see cybersecurity?
Cybersecurity 2019 by PACT.
Do you see that?
Well, I can see that, yeah.
Down.
I can see thanks. No, I don't see you scrolling down, though.
Let me go back. I'm getting a little bit confused. Can you see it now?
There you go.
I've got like
there you
several
go.
humble
yeah.
buttons.
Now I can see it.
Okay. Oh, I see. It puts a little blue square. All right. Practical web app pen testing. I don't know what that means. With Kali Linux. These are all videos. Practical Linux solutions. And God help me, I downloaded some of these. I downloaded 2 before I was like, I'm going to run out of room on my computer. Threat and vulnerability. That's what you're talking about. Hands-on web penetration. Testing with Kali Linux. Cyber threat. Ethical hacking master.
Yeah, Kali Linux is known for being like an ethical hacking type distribution.
Well, it's central to Mr. Robot. That's what they use. They use Kali Linux. Hands-on IoT penetration testing. Learning Kali Linux.
Oh, here's one everybody should look at. Learning malware analysis.
Where is that? Is that under books?
It's sorry, I don't have the same page you have.
You said there it is. It's next to the
yeah, that's a book.
Learning malware analysis.
Malware analysis. And you actually know what malware is.
It's
know how to analyze malware.
Yeah, it's badware. Cybersecurity attack and defense strategies.
No, Cybernaut. I hate having my IoT penetrated. Yes, so do we. So say we all.
And another thing that's funny is Cy mentioned, or Cy or somebody in the chat mentioned Sanctuary earlier. Well, their big bad was Kali, the Indian goddess. I'm not sure what she is, if she's a goddess. And so every time I think of Kali Linux, I think of Kali in Hindu, and then I think of Sanctuary. Mastering Linux security and hardening. Red Team Tactics, becoming the hacker. Kali Linux 2018, assuring security by, they love the word penetration.
It's terrible.
They just, and hardening through penetration.
Must harden your cyber security wall. I have hardened cyber security.
Becoming the hacker. They just, it's a lot of men who maybe need to take a break from cybersecurity and just kind of go
chocolate. They need chocolate.
Or go with their partner for a little bit and do real world stuff. Real world fun.
For $15, all of this could be yours. Or a little more. Or a little more.
I did $25 and it's DRM free, and I sent some I sent some to y'all, so I did $25. So I don't feel so bad about sharing.
And your money will not only help us out here at Very Good Entertainment, your donation goes towards helping us pay for our SoundCloud and our server space, our website. You will also be helping to support the charity through Humble Bundle, the Arthritis Foundation, something which is near and dear to my heart. Actually, it's near and dear to my hands.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And look,
Arthritis appreciate your donation.
Yeah, definitely. And look, practical mobile forensics. So threw a little forensics in there just for you.
Just for the fans of forensic entertainment.
And if that's not what you want, there's so much other stuff. It says there are 11 bundles. So there's one more bundle since I looked the last time. Painter, that's what I have that I bought a few months ago. It's really good. When I got the Corel Painter, it came with video editing software that I've been using for $15. That's the one. I know it was bugging the heck out of my friend, but it's these are audio books, and I was going to get them before I realized they were Warhammer. And I said, "Are you or your husband interested in Warhammer?" And she went, "No." I was like, "Never mind. Okay." And these are like anime type books right here. I'm not really interested. I got this for my friend, the same friend I was talking about. Cookbooks, cocktails, and party snacks. Can you still see my screen?
Yep, I can still see it.
This is really cool too. I got this lots of drink stuff, vegetarian appetizers, cake, soups, cheese balls, slow fire, beer bites, marinades and injections, brines, rubs, and glazes, salmon.
Shake, stir, sip. More than 50 effortless cocktails.
I can be on top of that. Look, crepes. I'm not much of a cook, but I'm trying to be better in New Orleans.
Cookbooks are awesome for that.
Simple. Hello, wine. Drink your whiskey. Huh?
Cookbooks are awesome for that. Yeah, I agree, Cyber. Cake and booze. Yeah. We all want our cake and our booze.
Oh, cake with booze. Cake baked in booze.
Well, rum-soaked Christmas cake is one of my favorites.
So good.
So good.
All right, now I'm hungry. All of this, I want to eat all of it. All right, I'm going to stop sharing, okay?
Yep.
5 days left on this cook one. Okay.
Well,
so I get so excited about Humble Bun.
You're hungry, and we're out of time.
I'm out of time. I got stuff I need to do.
Well, Lola, in this wonderful universe of the internet, where can we find you if we want to hunt you down and figure out what makes you tick? That didn't sound right.
Offer me food.
Offer you food or beer. If somebody wanted to give you a beer.
Well, I don't know if Twitter delivers, but I'm liably at Twitter at Lola Laracy, LOLALARISCY. And by the way, according to Ancestry, the Laracys are from County Mayo, which makes sense because I like mayonnaise. So that's where you can find me mostly. I have other places, but I've just been really bad about paying attention. According to Ancestry, somebody said my family's from County Mayo. I'll take it. I don't know anything about it. Is it near County Mustard? What about County Ketchup? County Barbecue Sauce? County Hot Sauce? County Tartar Sauce? I'm from County Mayo.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at L Tepler. You can also find me under Linda Tepler on Amazon and Audible, where I do have a book out called Hunchback.
Great book.
Punk adventure. I am working on my next book right now for NaNoWriMo, and you can catch snatches, little tiny bits of that every day as I work on it on my @LTepler account. You can see Beery Good Entertainment at BeeryGE on Twitter, or you can go over to MeWe. You can share with us some of your favorite beers, some of your favorite booze, some of your favorite food, some of your favorite opinions, because we're always happy to hear your opinions. We're always happy to be here for you. We love you, and we hope that you have a really great beer, and we hope that you have a really great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.